It is now recording. Oh, I started doing some work on... Okay. I think I totally changed the colors
Where
on.
are you? Sorry, I sneezed.
Okay. Destroy.
Whoa.
I actually gave myself administrator rights so I can actually just pop some of these things out. And since I've been working on them in a standalone creative game, I'm going to pop a couple of these out just so that if I work on them, I'll be working on the latest. Okay.
Yes? You stopped talking and so I'm just like, I found you. Oh. Plunk. If we were in survival, I would have taken damage from that fall.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps. Okay.
Stop making weird noises at me, Ruth. Sorry, Ruth was being odd.
Okay. Now this this wall here, I'll probably it might get in the way, so I'm just going to get rid of it for now because you want to build a capital vessel, which eventually I will tell you will be easier to do in space, but since we're just beginning out here, we'll cover a couple things in the process for the capital vessel.
Wait, which one are we doing?
You wanted to do a capital vessel, right?
I don't care which one we do. I just want to learn how to make at least one of the two.
One of the two what? A base or a capital vessel? You've made a hover vessel, a hover vehicle, a small vessel, so you haven't made a base or a capital vessel.
I know.
Okay. So probably pull up your H menu, this stuff. And
Why do you call it the H menu?
The creative build menu. Whatever it'll be. Creative menu, yep.
Okay.
That. So you pull up your creative menu. And what we're going to do is you probably, you can leave any pentaxid, O2, power cells, multi-charges, drill charges, the stuff, your tools. But as far as all your building blocks, there'll be a couple that go across between small vessels and large vessels, but not many. So I would get rid of them all and just start picking fresh.
So which one are we doing?
Let's do the capital vessel because it's very similar to the small vessel, but it's a different scale of blocks.
I want to make a hospital ship.
Okay.
And a hospital base. Partially because I want to be a nurse when I grow up.
Okay.
Okay. So what kind of blocks will I want?
Okay. So select the capital vessel to narrow things down. And we're going to probably want to do your carbon composite and your steel blocks. This will help us keep the CPU cost. The carbon composite and the steel blocks.
Carbon composite and steel blocks.
And it'll have the red and yellow dots. Or orange and yellow. Okay. And
that's like a red-orange.
Yep.
If you ask me.
Okay. Let's see. You're probably going to want windows.
What windows would you suggest?
I'd just go with the standard windows.
Okay.
Depending on what you're doing, you may or may want may use stairs or you may use elevators. I'd probably just grab your stairs while you're here on this menu, and then when we're over in the devices, grab the elevators, and that way you can just, when you're there, you can decide whether you want a stairs or an elevator. Or you might build your...
which kind of stairs should I grab?
Steel
Does it
stairs.
matter?
If you
Okay.
selected the capital vessels, you should only have an option of steel stairs. It'll eliminate the other concrete stairs or wood stairs
Oh.
because they're not
For
compatible
some
with the
reason, it put me in the all objects when I was in the capital vessel.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, is there anything else
We want
for
divide.
like just the basics?
Well, do all objects for a moment there when you're at your building blocks and you want your capital vessel starter.
Well, I already grabbed that.
You already grabbed the capital vessel starter? Okay, so you're good that way.
Yeah, that was the first thing I grabbed.
Okay. Then we want our capital vessel selected, the orange, the yellow capital vessel, and then we want the select devices.
Devices?
Yep. Okay, we're going to need fuel tanks. Uh, I usually go straight to the
Tier 2?
T2. Yeah. Later I'll use the T3s, but for your purposes, T2 will be fine.
Okay.
The large O2 tank.
Yeah, I don't see the small OT tank available.
It's available. It's on the second row towards the end.
Oh, found it.
Mm-hmm. But I would just go with the large one. If you want
I did it. I got the large one.
if you want artificial gravity in your ship when you're in space, you'll need a gravity generator.
Okay.
I recommend, especially if you're doing a hospital ship, you probably want to have O2, kind of like administering O2 to the patients. So
The O2 station?
the O2 station. Yep. Going along on the top row there, you probably want a pentaxic tank, either that is useful for both shields and warp. Either one, if you're doing the stuff, the pentaxic tank.
Okay, got it.
If you're doing a really cheap capital vessel, the thruster S. Otherwise, I just skip it.
Okay.
Elevator blocks. Then you want the large generator T1.
Grabbed it.
We can skip the small generator. Grab the core. We may do something where we actually move the core. So we'll.
Yeah. That would be helpful if we move that.
Because initially it's going to be as you build, it's going to be sitting on the ground, and you'll build your capital vessel. Well, you may I don't want it sitting on the bottom outside of the capital vessel. I want to stick it in the engine room or somewhere else, or a computer room or something like that. So you'll take it off the bottom and you'll move it somewhere else. Okay. If you're doing the hospital ship, it's up to you if you want to have any plants that are growing in there.
I think I will.
Okay, so then you probably want the plant grow light.
Yeah, I grabbed it.
Okay. Let's see. Warp drive if you want to be able to go from system to system.
Okay, grabbed it.
Then let's go with the ammo box. That'll save you CPU points. Eventually you'll do, in other builds you'll do a controller instead, but just an ammo box. I would grab the thrusters M, unless you're making it really cheap when you then use the thrusters S. Unless you're making it really big and heavy, I wouldn't worry about any other thrusters, just the thrusters M.
Okay.
We'll skip the clone chamber. We want a food processor. Food processor is where you can make bandages, medical kits, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
We want some doors.
I grabbed the automatic doors.
Yep, automatic doors.
Anything else? Out of the doors?
Well, if you're going to build a hangar that you can drive a hover vessel into or a small vessel into, then you grab the hangar doors or the shutter doors. Hangar doors.
I'll just grab them just in case.
Okay. You can do stuff with the LCD screens, but that would be up to you. That would be a bit more work. Probably something later. Maybe.
Well, maybe you could help me.
Yeah. Or you could say, I'm sticking an LCD screen here. I don't have the skills to put what I want on the LCD screen, but this is where it's going to be. So you just go ahead and stick it there and leave it blank until I've done that before. I'm like, I'm not making what's going there yet, but it's there. That's where it's going to be. Landing gear.
Yes, we're definitely going to want that.
Okay. We need a cockpit. It'll come with a cockpit, but I want to say, but we're going to move it. So we'll need a cockpit.
Trying to find the cockpit.
If you go from along that row with the LCD screens just further along.
Found it.
Yeah. Okay. And
I can't. Should we worry about sensors and signals?
We can start getting into that. Yes.
Okay, because you're like a pro compared to me.
No problem.
I'm a noob.
We want some lights because you probably want some interior lightings.
Unless I want it pitch black, which I don't.
Okay. A detector.
That will be very useful.
Spotlights.
Found it.
Okay. It's up to you whether you want an armor locker. It is a medical ship, but an armor lock is just very practical for in the game.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna grab an armor locker.
Okay. Then let's see. We want medical devices. If you're doing a medical ship, definitely the medical devices. They're all in that. It's a group of devices in there.
Should I get the fridge because I'll have foods?
Yeah, you have a fridge. You want a wireless controller.
What?
The wireless connection.
Yeah, you said controller, and I'm like, I know there's connection, but controller.
Yeah, it's kind of the it extends your wireless range on this the stuff. I skipped the large constructors, but if you want to get a small constructor, your medical stuff's going to be built in the food processor. The small constructor would be like you could build some Promethium fuel cells or something like that. We probably want a container controller and a container extension.
Okay.
If you still have room, I grab the ramps and the boarding ramps.
Grabbed them both. I don't know why I said that with this kind of accent.
Then you probably want to pick either the T1 or the T2 polarized hull shield.
I think I'll take tier 2.
Okay. Ventilators.
Found them.
And the CPU extender T2. If we stick one of those on there, you won't have to worry about your CPU quite as much on the capital vessel.
That'll be nice.
Mm-hmm.
What are the kind of blocks that you need to farm? Because I may want to have those on hand as well, since I am going to have like a garden thing. I found growing plot steel.
Yeah, it'll have to be the steel
That's the only
ones.
one I found.
It'll have to be the steel ones for a spaceship. The other ones are not compatible in the spaceship. They're for the other ones are for bases.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
Okay, now place out your block for your starter for your capital vessel. Nice and big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really big.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't give you the cockpit here. It just points forward. I thought it did give you a cockpit. Well, they may have changed it. Okay.
May have changed it. Yes. Yeah. May have changed it.
Yes. I'm not seeing a cockpit there. Okay. So.
Okay. Can I give it a name quick?
Yes.
It's the Medi-Peli. Because you had already used Pelican, so I shortened it to Peli.
Okay.
And since it's a medical thing, I named it Medi-Peli.
Okay. So.
Now that feels kind of dumb.
Do you have any idea what you want this to look like? Do you want it? There are more than one way to build a. Well, granted, for many other vessels, but you're really going to hit this with the capital vessel stuff. You can build it. You can build the shape of the hull, and then we start putting all the parts in it. The stuff, and start building.
Or do what you do and build a frame.
The thing is, that's kind of what I do. Is I build the frame as the hull. I kind of build what I want it to look like, and then I start putting the parts in it. Or you can, just start building out everything you want on it, and then kind of discover the shape as you go.
I think I'll start with deciding the shape.
Okay. Then one of the things I'm probably going to encourage you to, as you're building the shape, don't build it too small. If you build it too big, we can shrink it. It can be, after you get a nice shape you like, it can be painful to shrink it, but at least you're like, okay, I can shrink it. That's probably more than enough out that way. And then
I figured it was more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait.
It might end up actually being. It might actually be a little too big. Unless you're not going to go back a little bit. Is this? I might make it a little bit longer than that, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Where did you go? Oh, there you are.
I was putting 7 on the back there, and I'm going to pull off probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to put your core right now a little more to the center. We're going to move it in the end, but for some of the things when you're using your vessels, if the core is kind of towards the center when you built it, and then you move it where you want it, it can have some advantages.
Okay, so now how wide would you suggest?
Do you want it to look more long and narrow, or because if you want it to be long and narrow, we could probably make it a little bit longer and just make it say 7 blocks wide. But if you want it to,
I kind of want it to be long and narrow because this is going to kind of like an ambulance to where it needs to really get to where it's going fast.
okay,
And building it long and narrow would make it aerodynamic, logically.
okay. So I'm gonna add perhaps another block, 2 blocks that way, another block that way, and then you just do 3 blocks out to the side if you got the symmetry on, and that'll give you your 7 blocks. Okay. Now figure out what sort of actual.
Oh, I accidentally did 4.
Okay. Now figure out what sort of shape you actually want.
I think I kind of want it to look similar to an arrowhead. You know what? I'm going to change the name. It's going to go from Medipelli to arrowhead.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, I want it to be fast, like a stone arrowhead.
Okay. Okay. What I'm thinking of doing, let's see.
Man, the symmetry line for the capital vessel is huge.
Mm-hmm.
How big does someone need their capital vessel? This is ridiculous. I know it's supposed to be huge, but still.
Well, they changed some of the mechanics in the game, so you actually getting to the full size is very difficult. Especially with CPU requirements, it just be way over CPU or CPU limits stuff.
Okay. Now what do I do?
Okay. Well, since you're wanting to do an arrowhead, you probably want some sort of idea what you want the front end to look like. Oh wait, that's the back end of that one. Hold on, let me turn that one around.
Turn what round around?
I was trying to bring in some capital vessels that might give some different inspiration for your front end. So if you look at the turkey, I think I've got turned the right way, so the front end is towards the work area.
Maybe I'll do something similar to that.
Okay. The thing is, you could also do a especially if you want an arrow look to the front end. Stuff. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, it's how I turn on the thrusters. No wonder it's. Turn around.
I see you.
But see, you could do something that maybe is a mix of these two. So a mix of the turkey where it has the front end. That's right. But this one where I use different angles on the windows on the stuff. Okay. There's also the thing you could do. I don't know if because I typically end up doing a lot of these with it towards the underneath. Oh, here's an incomplete project that shows you actually shows you something above and below stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna have to spin this around. This is.
I don't see it.
I haven't spawned it in yet, but it's.
I have a question. How do you turn on the flashlight, or is that something you put in with the armor thing?
In
armor
creative,
locker.
you do L. Okay. You see it now?
Ah,
The,
yes.
that is the back end, the front end.
Because I'm.
So if you come along, you can see I actually did some side
Wow,
windows
this.
here.
Why did you make something so huge? I was squishing my parakeet. How dare you? I like the look of that. Of the goose.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. So yeah, the goose capital Velocity, but that gives you a different. That's a different front end. And the thing is, in this case, I actually have it above and below, and there's a floor in the middle. You know.
Okay, well, will you please help me?
Yeah, so I have a feeling that I'm going to be helping you a bit
Not
here.
only did you almost squish my parakeet, you almost squished my dove! How dare you!
Okay. I've turned on my symmetry tool onto your build as well. Okay.
Okay.
So, for the front end, what are you thinking?
Something similar to the goose. Perhaps a little narrower, though. Like long-wise.
So, perhaps, and the thing is, to create some of these effects and stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go chop off 2 blocks here, and I'm actually going to put 2 blocks in this. And the thing is, I'm going to switch to the steel because when we get to the narrow stuff, it has fewer hit points. So I'm going to put in the steel. Now, granted, the steel is going to have all jump up in hit points, but it won't be quite as flimsy as making that same shape in carbon composite. Okay, so now I have that. We're going to do... So I'm picking a shape like here. Okay. This here would be the floor of the bottom. And if we're doing like the goose, okay, the question will be, do we do it like the turkey, where it's just one layer of windows here, or do we want to do it more like the goose, where it's 2 layers of windows?
One sec, I'm gonna turn off my microphone quick, because I need to answer Mom.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
You know, I'm playing this surprisingly well for me having a brace on my arm. And, like, it hurting really bad.
Okay.
Okay, now what are we doing?
Well, I'm having trouble placing the window, so I'm going to put a block here. It doesn't matter what the block is because I'm going to take it out. And that way I can place the window.
That looks weird.
Yeah, but that allows me to put the window against the block. Now that I've got the window there, I can take the block out. Okay.
Hey, don't touch my head, Irene.
Okay.
Irene bopped me on the head.
Now the block, this is another window, but this one I'm going to have to twist it a few ways. It's and I'm probably going to mess up a few times as I try to get the right. This window is the corner 1x2, but I end up having to rotate it around a few times and spinning it, and I was like, oh, this is... There we go. I found...
That looks cool.
Okay. So the question would be, are we doing another layer of windows right on top of this? Kind of like the goose has got 2 layer of windows and then a floor or ceiling? Or are we just doing the 1 layer and then put the floor or ceiling there?
Another layer.
Okay. And I'm having problems placing my block, so I'm using a temporary block so I can place my next window.
Dad, you need to let me help.
Okay.
Okay, I think I found the right block.
For the one angle, that is the slope 1, 2. The one in the front. The slope 1 by 2.
Like that?
Yep.
Dad, you got cut off. A little.
Okay. Okay, now that corner 1 by 2, have some fun trying to find the right... while you're trying to find the right angle for that.
Found it! Like that?
Nope, it's pointed in. You messed up. Try again. It is quite it when you get it, it looks very beautiful, but finding the right placement of that window is hard. Okay.
Nope, that's wrong. I did it!
Mm-hmm.
Finally!
And I've just been doing some mundane stuff.
Where are you? Oh, there you are. Wait, no, I don't see you. Where are you?
I am watching you go around and round and round.
I look in the sky and I can't see you.
I am right off to the side of your capital vessel.
And then I see you just right there! How dare you! That sounded very... It sounded a lot more aggressive than I intended it to, but oh well. I think I got the point across. Dad, I was about to do that. I'm gonna get rid of it so I can do it.
Okay.
That sounds kind of petty when I say it like that, but okay. There's a gap.
I think there's a missing window. Someone didn't place a window here.
Hey!
Hey, what?
Be nice. Dad. Ruth is saying something about Narnia. Good, because I don't understand Ruth. Got it. There you are.
Mm-hmm.
Spanish. It's really black.
It's really blocky.
Yeah. And I
Uh-uh.
realized I had made a pun, so I did like the but noise because like that happens in a lot of like YouTube videos when someone makes a pun.
Okay.
It's blocky on the inside, but beautiful and smooth on the outside.
Well, the thing is, you're going to eventually add some details to the inside. You're going to probably bake it up into multiple rooms. The stuff.
Well, duh. Different rooms for different patients. Probably a couple patients per room, but not that many.
Okay. Now, if we're doing a, inspired by the goose, the stuff, that means we need to start building the window up here. The one that
Yep,
angles
I
back.
know. Now I can do it angling in.
Your sister's just randomly calling out Narnia.
I know. I ran from the shower. But then again, she was hit in the head with what was it? A frisbee today. I wonder if that had any effect. Just a theory, though.
Hmm. Okay, and I'm going to put a block here just as temporary to help me build the ceiling.
Got stuck.
I have a feeling this is, by the time we're done, this is actually going to be, it's going to need to be bigger, and we might need to make it tier 3.
Probably. Just maybe.
Because I'm just looking at this front end, and then I'm like, this front end is almost begging for a slightly bigger capital vessel. I'm like, doesn't need to be as big as the goose, but it's just, you know, like, it just looks like it needs something, you know. It's the front end of a.
Floating glass. It's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
What are you building? Spaceship. Ruth asked what I was building. Spaceship.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I was supposed to put a window there, but I did.
Well, I figured it would be the same as down below. There's a window down there, so.
Ruth said my spaceship was cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to make?
Okay. Now, one of the things we're probably, I don't know if you want to deal with it now or if you want to wait till later, the tinting of these windows.
Let's do that later when we get to the coloring stage.
Okay. But if you look at this, look at these windows as they've been flipped back and forth, you can see that some windows, what you're looking at inside, looks darker than through some other windows where it doesn't look quite as dark. That's the tinting.
I know.
One side is tinted, one side is not so much. And so the tints are flipped back and forth as we put them back, you know, flipped them around to put them in there. At first, I didn't know about the tinting and didn't know how to change the tinting, but I can show you. I've learned how to do that.
You know what? Let's just change it right now so we don't have to worry about it later.
Okay. Now, when you're flying the vessel, it's probably easier to fly it if it's not tinted from the inside. So, in other words, if you were to, do you have your multi-tool?
I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. Right click to pull up your menus. You have options. One of them is going to be change and rotate. It's going to give you the bar like you're going to rotate it, but we're not going to rotate it. We're just going to click the mouse button. And it'll flip the tint back and forth. And what in this case, you want to leave it so that it looks lighter from the inside.
So that way I can see where I'm going.
Yes. I'm going to work on the one down below.
I turned off the symmetry plane on my screen temporarily so I can see better what's tinted and what's not.
Yeah. And it doesn't do it with symmetry, so you're going to have to do both sides.
I know.
Okay.
That looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Coming down. Did you get all of it done? Oh, you're continuing to build on the sides.
Yes. Now we're going to need some thrusters that face forward, and we don't want to put them somewhere where we get roasted. So we're probably at some point going to need to actually make this vessel a little wider so that we can have some thrusters facing forward.
Yeah. We probably will.
Okay. So the question is, do we want to build keep building back and put those thrusters back in like some back section, or do we want to do something up here that we put the thrusters on and then build the vessel wider behind those thrusters?
I don't know.
Okay. If we're putting them up here, I might suggest... Okay. We can do a thruster like that, or we can do a thruster like that.
I think I like the one on the top. Well, really more the style of it.
I like that style a lot myself. So we could do perhaps a... that... and...
It kicked me from the game.
I didn't do that.
I know you didn't. But something glitched and it just kicked me out.
Okay.
I was looking at that. What? Ruth thought I was looking at her screen. So she got mad.
Okay.
I'm like, that's a stupid thing to get mad about. Pardon my language. I should not be saying stupid. There I go again, saying that word. I am connecting again.
Okay.
Ruth looks like she's about to hit me. R2. And R2. R2D2. I don't know why I said that. Okay, I'm back.
Okay. I've just been playing with adding blocks at the moment. Okay. So what do you think of what I've done here on the sides with the...
One sec. I like it. I really do.
Okay.
This is huge compared to my minuscule dove and parakeet.
Now, one of the
And
questions...
like, we're not even finished.
Mm-hmm. Okay. One of the questions would be, you're planning to build. So you grabbed hangar doors, so we could probably put some sort of hangar to park those things inside this.
So hangar doors.
So.
Found them. I know I had gotten them, but I'm just like, where did I put them in my inventory?
Let's see, one.
Whoa, hangar doors are huge. Oh, I forgot to turn back on symmetry.
One, two. Okay, how big of a hangar do you want on your vessel?
Not too terribly big. Because I need a lot of room for patients and stuff.
So maybe
I'm guessing what the design kind of going for, it's probably going to look more like a jagged or a serrated arrowhead. Or at least that's how it looks to me. I just kind of placed it.
that's fine. All right, at the moment I'm just trying to figure out how we might bring the side of the vessel out.
Whee! I don't know what I'm doing. I just stacked the garage door.
Well, we could make multiples like that. It's gonna make it look really weird. It's gonna kind of.
No, thank you. I was just doing that for fun.
I think the most we could have got away with was 2 doors on top of each other, not the whole stack.
Not like 52. Yeah, because like that would be weird. Now I keep accidentally placing them.
Okay.
So,
But the thing is,
doors are going back in my inventory.
okay.
Or else I'm just gonna keep messing around with them.
See, what's going to happen though is see where the hangar doors are. We can bring this floor out to there, but to have the full clearance of the hangar, we're either going to have to use half blocks or to keep that floor going, or we're going to have to shift the floor up a block.
Let's go with half blocks.
Okay.
My audio sounds a little distorted. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Thank you for putting that as a slant so it doesn't look as awkward.
There you go.
Now, like, this can be a flying hospital. And, like, I can build another small... Or I can just make another dove and redecorate it, rename it. Change it up a little. And make it like a little ambulance that rides in here. Or maybe a small vessel instead. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Okay, how do I bring things into the game?
F2.
F2.
And then you're going to select what you want.
Okay. dagger wound. And then the other parakeets are still parakeets. I don't know why I decided to name it Dagger Wound, but I just did. I'm gonna quickly repaint this. Just gonna paint it all red first. Quickly giving the parakeet a repaint. Well, technically now it's called the Dagger Wound. Sorry, this may take a little while because I'm removing all the patterns and everything.
Oh, I know it's not this one I'm looking for. It's this block. Oops, not back there. Here. Okay. I know exactly the shapes that make this come together. Well, I have a question for you, Jenny Lynn.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Well, I love how you patterned that with red and white.
Thank you.
Okay. The question I have here is, do we bring this across here and have that overhang the door, or do we... Hold on. I am talking to Jenny Lynn. Or do we have it come back a little bit and maybe get a little narrower? And then
Dad, I forgot how to register a new item. A new ship or something.
Alt O. And then do save as.
So, Alt O?
It has to be the Alt on the right hand side of the keyboard. Alt O.
I've done it like 50,000 times and it's not working.
Wow, you did those super fast. Especially with your right hand that's wounded.
I'm doing it with my left hand, Dad.
I'll be up in a moment. I will come assist.
Okay, I did it. You don't have to come up. Dad, I gotta take care of him. Go back downstairs. Go back. Ow, that hurt my hand. Okay, I love you. Your hands are cold though. Now I have it better.
Okay. So now that you've got that taken care of, up here on the capital vessel, when we're doing around the hangar door, do we want Can you see where the shaping above the hangar door?
Yeah.
Do you want it to be indented like this? This stuff, and you know.
Well, I like it this way.
Or do we want to just bring it a solid line across?
I like it indented this way.
Okay. Then I will work on trying to make this shape work.
Okay. I'm gonna put my paint pistol. I know it's the texture and color tool, but I'm just gonna call it paint pistol because it's a pistol that shoots paint. Okay, Dad.
What?
I don't know what to do.
What to do what?
Like you're working on this stuff and I don't know what to do. Also, I have a question.
To give you an idea what I'm doing, I'm looking at the shapes and this stuff. Now granted, I've been playing this a bit, so I'm familiar with some of the shapes. I'm like, but what shape would fill there? And then I try to find the shape, see if I can, see if that shape exists, and then I'm filling in the shapes.
Okay, you missed a spot.
I missed a spot.
Right there.
Oh, you mean that shape right there?
Yep.
And this spot, fill that spot, just a basic cube. There we go.
So I don't know whether I want my my cockpit up on the upper level or the lower one.
If you want, you can have up to 2 cockpits. So you could do one up above and one below. But it'd probably be nicer with that big window to have a nice lounge on one of them and the other one be, the actual cockpit.
I think I'll have the one on top be the cockpit.
Okay.
It just feels more practical to have the one on top be the cockpit.
Mm-hmm. Now the thing is, with it being as tall as it is, you could try to place the cockpit as far forward as you want, or you could do here. Let's see. I've played with before stuff. It's not any of my current builds on the workshop, but let's go grab.
That's an interesting cockpit. There's captain chair, cockpit 1, cockpit 2, cockpit 3. I think I'm gonna do captain chair.
The thing is, if you're having the captain chair back here, what I might suggest is
I don't know where I want it. I just kind of put it there. What's with the ladder?
What's with the ladder?
And the little platform.
What's with the ladder and the little platform? Let's get. I don't have cockpits in my selection.
I do.
Or it could have been I'll say a captain's chair.
Yep.
And they just build stairs up to there and maybe some railings and. Go sit in it and see that's as you're trying to figure out where you want the cockpit. Place it somewhere and sit in it and see how things look from where you're sitting.
I'm trying to play with Dad, okay?
So go sit in the chair and see what it.
Please leave me alone, Irene. Let's just goodbye. That's kind of cool. Okay, kind of cool is underestimating it, but EMO01 is what it says on the back of the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And now what?
So, but if you don't like, if you don't, if you want to place it somewhere else, you can have up to 2. So you can leave that one there and experiment with having it somewhere else. I mean, just place it somewhere else, and
I'll have it right here. Wow. Like the arrowhead and the goose are like almost kissing. Kind of. Like they're so close. Okay. Let's continue. I want to continue. You probably need to clear out some more ground, though.
Either that,
Of
or we
something
get
in.
enough of this, or we. Sometimes what I've done is I've actually put on a temporary generator and fuel tank and thrusters and just moved it a little bit to where. But if we're going to move it a little bit, we probably need to move the goose.
Why can't we just go into space and finish building this?
We can.
Then I get to ride in the goose. Because I'm not sure how well a small vessel will fare out in space.
A small vessel will do fine, and it's a hover vessel that doesn't do well in space.
Okay, then
But we want to get your
am
vessel
going...
out to space, so we need to put some thrusters that face backwards.
Dad, I'm gonna tell you something.
What?
I already saved it as a blueprint, so I can just spawn it up in space.
Oh,
Unless it doesn't work that way.
you can just spawn it up in space. Okay. Well, let's then put another seat on the goose. Because the
I'm
goose...
already in the dagger.
Oh, you're already in the dagger? So we put a seat in the dagger and put some...
Well, I wasn't where we were taking the same shit. Ah, I'm struggling.
Well, if we're taking 2 separate ships... I'm like, what am I...
Doesn't have enough room for 2 people.
But I'm like, oh, these other ones that I spawned in as examples, they've got multiple seating. What do you want to take? The Greater Heimerlymph? I think the Courage here even has seating for more than one. We could take the little Courage.
Flying off into the sunset.
I'm on the Courage
Beautiful.
right now.
Okay. I have no idea where you are. Found you. Okay, well. Well, okay, I decided instead of taking 2 separate vessels, it'd probably be, better to just have us both take the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where are you?
I told you I'm in the Courage. It's the small capital vessel.
This one giant bush looked like a weird alien creature. Like it looked like it was crawling, and then I get closer and I'm just like, it's just a bush. It's not a giant creepy thing.
One of the
So which one are
games
you
I
in?
was the Courage.
And I'm trying to find that.
It is
Where are you?
off to my left. I'm seeing the goose, which I'm pretty sure all over the left. The stuff I'm also then
Oh, wait.
seeing the arrowhead.
I see you on the map. Oh, this is the Courage, but it's not telling me it's the Courage. It's telling me it's DP Bark 2. Pretty sure that's not its name. Okay, I got it. I'm in. I've taken a seat.
You've taken a seat.
Uh-huh.
Turning on the engines.
Our altitude is climbing.
Mm-hmm. Courage has actually got quite a bit of lift. We were going straight up pretty good, pretty fast for this game.
We're no longer on Planet Standard.
Yep.
Why is it called Planet Standard? That's like a really weird name for a planet.
Yes, but this is my creative scenario. And so what I did is this is a good spot. You can get out.
Okay, I was looking at the map.
Mm-hmm. I went up through the door in the roof.
I'm stuck.
You're stuck?
No, I'm stuck. I'm stuck! Why did you place a chair here? Now I'm stuck!
Oh, do you turn on your jetpack? To move around in space, you need to use your jetpack.
Oh.
Unless your ship has gravity, you need your jetpack. And this ship does not have gravity.
Okay, I did not know that.
Okay.
Whoa, it's weird in space. Ah. But at least hopefully...
Whoa, where are you going?
Why are you sideways? What? Now you're upside down. You know, logically we would be dead. Because neither of us have our helmets on.
There, is that better?
Just being weirdos out in space. Because that's like normal things to do.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now, if we were in
do.
survival,
Space.
in survival,
Okay.
it would give us
Here
a
it is.
moment to stuff.
Here it is. Ah.
I don't see it. Oh, there it is. No. Yep.
Dad, it's right here. How could you not see it?
There's a lot of directions to look in space. Oh.
Yes. And I seem to like... It's kind of weird navigating through space. Because you're just like... Ah. Okay. Can we eventually do signals on the hangar doors to make it so they open and close?
For people or for vessels?
Mm-hmm.
So the hovercraft or a person? Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In fact, some of the signal logic will actually work without power. So you don't
So
actually.
can we begin on signal logic?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yes.
should we finish building the hull?
Well, there are advantages for finishing the hull, but there are also okay. I'm going to try placing a ramp. Oh, I might have wanted the symmetry tool on. Oops. Forgot about
I
that.
started drifting off into space.
Okay.
Like, if I'm still moving and I turn off my jetpack, I just continue drifting
Yes.
on and on and on and on and on.
Could be worse. You could.
Oh, whoa. I did a weird glitch thing. This is so weird.
Okay.
I'm like looking at it sideways and like, you kind of can't do that on Earth. Well, not really on Earth, but on the starting planet.
Well, why don't you get your symmetry tool set up, and I will help you get a ramp. Finish the ramp here.
Okay.
So set up your symmetry tool.
Get my symmetry. I'm trying to decide what the center is.
If you can see the core is in the center. So if you can have it go straight down the center of the core, that's your symmetry. Either that or look at the front windows and make it go down the front
Okay,
middle.
okay. I got it.
Okay.
This is like weird. There's like no gravity, and so you're just like, wee! Bouncing off of things. By pressing C, you just go this one direction, like, which is apparently down.
Yes, but whatever direction you're facing determines what's down.
Yeah. Like, if I go here, that's down. If I go here, that's down. Okay, I'm gonna look here. I missed! I was trying to land on it by going down. Okay, I'm gonna get my signal logic stuff out before I get
Well, let's finish the ramp. You notice I've put a ramp block that's 3 blocks wide, and then another one next to it that's 1 block wide. We need one more to finish the ramp here. But I figured I'd help you learn a little bit about ramps. Getting the ramps.
Okay, I have the ramp.
Okay. The ramp to finish this stuff is the ramp 1x4x2. That's what we'll need.
The what?
Each of the ramps, 1x1, 3x1x1, 1x2x1.
Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing.
So we want the 1x4x2. It's the
I don't know why,
third
but I grabbed the shuttered doors when I want the ramps.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, what?
We can make hangar doors with shutter doors, but they don't make a very good ramp.
I learned that, okay? So which one are we using?
We want it's the third one from the end. It's the ramp 1x4x2. So it's 1 block wide, 4 blocks deep, or high. They're calling it high, and two blocks deep. But the thing is, what you'll do, you want to face towards that hangar door and towards that spot where we want the last ramp. You cannot change your rotation thing. You only get the one choice. But you'll notice when you get it rotated the same way as the other ramps, it's 1 block too high. What you'll do is you press the page down and it'll bring it down 1 block. And there you go.
Like that?
Yep. And with the symmetry tool on, it's on both sides. Now the question with our sensors, do we want separate sensors for each door on each side, or just one sensor and both sides will open at the same time?
I would say a separate one for each side, because that would probably get a little annoying if both of them kept opening at the exact same time.
Well, your ship's not that wide, so anything driving down the center is probably going to open them both anyways. The big difference is going to be is if you're walking. It means that if you're walking, that when you walk on one side, one will open if you're walking on the other side, as opposed to both opening when you're walking through here. So mostly it's going to be make a difference as when you're on foot and walking. I'd probably do one on each side just so that when you're walking around, you know, the whatever one you're closest to is the one that opens.
Okay, so where should I put it?
Okay, we're going to probably, the center of the door is along this line.
Yeah, it's along this line.
Hold on. Yeah, around there.
Wait, I'm upside down now.
That's right, we got half blocks here. So what we're going to do is, since the motion sensors can't go right on the half block, I am going to build us some spots for motion. Well, there's two ways to do this. One, we put the motion sensors on a blocks here and put them in the line of the stuff. Or we put them off to the side and just use shape the sensor field to cover what we want. For now, to keep it simple, no, I don't want something really sticking down there and blocking our vessels. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick it off to the side. So,
which side? I think this side is the only one that works.
We haven't built back here. Why don't we just put a sensor? I just brought a block out there. You can stick a sensor on that block.
Oh. That?
That's a switch. That's not a sensor.
Ah.
So right click and there'll be a menu of different types of sensors. We want the motion sensor. Actually, let's move. Hold on. Let me move this back one more block. It'll make a better field for our motion sensors. Okay. Okay. Now go to.
Like, how do I program it?
Well, what I'm going to do is we can come in here and program it. But what I'm going to suggest is we're going to put them in some device groups, so that if things get broken or as we're programming or we want to adjust things are easier to find. So I'm going to go open up my P menu while facing the sensor. Oh, you're currently occupying that. It says you're currently that.
Okay, I got off.
Okay. I'm like, okay. Oh, because only one of us can be in the devices menu at a time. So I'm going to describe what I'm doing, and then you go stuff. So in the devices menu, while I'm facing it, I press the P. There's a plus minus buttons for add group, remove group. Then there's going to be buttons next to it with look like page buttons, add to group, add to last group. There's once we got some groups, you can edit group names, stuff when you have it highlighted. You can auto group. We're not going to auto group. I'm going to go ahead and create a group called hanger or door. So I'm adding a group. So I'm not adding it to the group. I'm adding a group. Door hanger left. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the left-hand side. While I'm facing the door hanger on the left-hand side, press my P. That will bring up in the menu that particular item I'm facing at, that I've got the little crosshairs on. Now I'm going to go on the next set of buttons where it's add to group, add to last group. I'm going to select add to group. Currently it's selected to door hanger left. I click OK. Now if I go look at that group door hanger left, the hanger door is in there. I am going to repeat that. And the thing is, when the cursor changes to like a crosshairs with the little in this case a yellow box in it, that's when I've actually got that thing highlighted. So I am going to go ahead and add those ramps, that, and the sensor. Okay, so this side, all on the left side, the door, these ramps, they all been added to the group. Door hanger left. So I want you to try similar. I want you to add a group, door hanger right, and then assign these ones on the right hand side to that group.
So add a group and name it door hanger right.
Well, I actually did door space dash space then hanger
No,
left.
I'm looking at it.
Yep, so just kind of do this, stuff.
Oh no.
So when you're facing it, and you got your little crosshairs on it, you press the P. Probably read what it says the item is called. Just make sure you're on what looks like the right item, like hanger door and stuff. And then you're going to go to the option to add to group. Now, at first, it's probably going to say door hanger left, so you have to select in the drop-down menu your door hanger right. After you've done that with the first item, as long as you keep adding things to that same group, it'll just show what was the last group you added stuff to. And don't forget to go grab your 3 ramps.
Going in circles so I can correct myself, I guess.
Once we have power in this thing and a gravity generator, it'll be easier to keep upright. The thing is, when you're outside the vessel, you have to have your jetpack on, or you will fall based on the direction that the gravity generator treats as down. You'll just be pushed down away from the vessel. But if you have your jetpack on, your jetpack is stronger than the push of the gravity generator.
Okay, now what?
Okay.
How to do the signal logic.
How to do the signal logic. So what we're going to do is now that those sensors are in those groups, well, we probably want to give those sensors a name in the signal logic. So you can be pointing at that sensor you want, press your P, and then change from the device tab to the signal logic tab. And you will have
signal logic.
Okay. And so it'll have your sensor highlighted. It'll have a few options there. One is the name of the signal. and stuff. So
Okay.
in there, maybe we will the one that's on the right, we call it the right sensor. The one that's on the left, we call it the left sensor. In fact, while you're in that page, the stuff, if you look over on the side, you see our same device groups, which will be very helpful here. This is part of the reason we put them in these device groups. So you could actually just stay in that page, go to the other sensor, click on the other sensor, and make it the other name. So so one's right sensor, one's left sensor. Or I might label them right hangar door, left hangar door. In case we do other things right and left in the future with the vessel. That way it's right hangar door, left hangar door. And you can go back and rename the signals. It's just the things you've assigned to the signals. If you change the name of the signal, they will be stuck on the old name, and so it will turn red in the devices. Basically, that they're connected to a broken signal. But yeah, you can go in and change the name, and then once we go assigning the signal, so in that menu you can then go select like the hangar doors, and you can set it to follow this signal. So it has an option for like on off. You could then say in that on off, select the signal from the list, and then tell it to follow the signal.
I'm a little confused. So for the motion sensor on hangar left, I did the signal left hangar door, then right hangar door for the other one. But I'm confused on what to do.
Okay, well then actually click on the hangar door. So the hangar door in that tree over the side, the list in the group. Click on the hangar door, and you can actually assign a signal for the on-off of the hangar door. And there will be a drop-down menu for the signal, and so for the signal you can actually pick the signal that's for that hangar door, because we named the signal so we can know which signal is which. So when you
I'm still really confused.
okay. Wish it would let me peek in at the same time as you. Yep, currently occupied by just stay in there. Stay in there. What I'm going to do, I've tried to describe it. I will come on up and I will show you on your screen. Okay?
Okay.
Mom said something about your homework. Did you finish your homework?
I forgot to do lesson 12.
Well, then let's finish this real fast, and then so you have your motion sensor. Clear that. Clear that.
What?
You have right hanger door on off. Right hanger. No, you don't want to turn the signal on and off with this.
Okay.
So no, clear. Go down here. You have an option with the dashes. Go to the hangar door, and it has follow. That's excellent. And go to the ramps. For the ramps, for them to work properly, what we want to do follow. Right hangar door. I for invert. So click the box for I. That means when the sensor's triggered and saying to turn on, it'll turn off. And it'll be the opposite. When the sensor's off, it'll be on. Okay? Do this next ramp, do the same thing. Follow the right hangar door, invert it. is we have here is the sensor. The motion sensor initially has a very small box. So we go back to devices and do interactive setup. Okay, it has your little instructions on how you can set up. And that red area, that is the box of the sensor. Press control, press the number, and then it gets large in that direction. And I usually have to experiment to figure out which is which, other than that one direction is always. So the 5 is always directly away from the sensor. So if you press Control 5, Control and 5, notice you're now inside that red box again. But you probably want to get outside your vessel to figure out where you're pushing this. Right now you push the sensor all the way off the other side of the vessel. So anything driving on both sides would trigger the flat sensor. Probably want to bring it Control Alt and try a number. I don't. There we go. Bring it one more of this way of center. Okay, there. Now you have that spot in the center. Any vessel you're driving, bring it back one. Any vessel you're driving will probably be wide enough to trigger both of those at the same time, but if you're walking, you're not big enough to trigger both of them at the same time. You have to be either one or the other. Once we get it fully set up. Control 5, not Control Alt, just Control 5. Do it at least 3 times. Okay, let's go outside the door.
It won't let me. Guess I have to go around. That's fine. Hey.
Okay. Control 4 was the one that was doing the other way, right? Control 4 was the other far side, so we don't want to do with Control 4 then, because that's the
No,
one.
I was clicking Control 6.
Control 6 was this?
Control 6.
Okay, then Control Alt 6 once. 6 is the one we don't want to mess with. So we're back over here.
Okay.
6 and 5 we're done with. We should be good. So what we're going to do at this point is it's 2, 4, and 8, and we probably want to get back further. Move back further. 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 Okay. That's probably way more than...
Okay.
Okay. The thing is, try Control 2. Okay, that's down. We want it at least that far down so it's not only to the bottom of the ramp, it goes below the bottom of the ramp. We might actually want to do... no, that'd be good. That'd be good. At least one below the bottom of the ramp. If you want, we can do another one just to be more sure if you're on some sort of hill or something like that. That also means that if you're parked on a base and it was only that thick, people walking underneath would start triggering your ramp. So let's just do one block underneath the ramp. Because you're going to put landing gear on here, so your vessel will at least be one block above, which is why I did those ramps, so they'd still go all the way down with your landing gear. Okay, so that's probably... let's go back over here. Let's move around. Right now, it goes up here. People walking around on that floor are going to open up the hangar. So we probably want to... Which one made it go down? Was it 2?
No.
Okay. Okay. So there's... Now, from this angle, we probably want to have it go outside the ramp a bit. Because you don't want to be right there where the ramp is. To have it finally kick out the ramp. So you probably wanted to shoot it a whole lot. There, that's probably good.
That's the max it'll let me put it.
Yeah, that's good. That means that if you're out there with your hover vessel and stuff, so as you're getting close, it'll then open the door and kick out the ramp, and you'll be able to
Okay.
press escape to get out of here. Now go into that sensor. No, into the field that the sensor is, and nothing's working.
Well, one sec. Signal logic. Okay, just making sure that these are all part of that.
Maybe we need to give it power. Maybe it doesn't want to do it without power. But we can't turn on power. Well, the thing is, we can put in a temporary generator and fuel tank, and we'll just, when we actually build engineering, we'll put them where we really want them. I've done that many times where I just like, it's not letting me do what I want, so let's go grab. You got your generator here, and since you're actually making a bigger one here, I'm going to suggest we switch fuel tanks. So where's vessel? That one.
fuel.
There's the big one.
Fuel.
Okay.
Okay.
So what we're going to put a generator down. Put a fuel tank down. And
Check and see if the signal logic works.
Fill all.
Oh, I don't have any.
Oh, get some fuel.
Okay. So,
Have to go to, no, not fuel tank. Fuel.
I know, I was just moving it.
You need to select off walls for that and select components. And
if I was in here and I just selected
yeah. So fusion cell. Fill all.
Takes it a little bit.
And turn on your power. Let's see if it'll on. Go towards, look at the other side. No.
Maybe. Should we put it in here?
No. Inner door, right. Right inner door. Maybe it doesn't like the spaces in your name. I don't know. I'd still use the capitals to help. So now it's going to complain that signal doesn't exist.
So we change it?
It is hard to say. Why don't you go do your homework, and I will work on the other hangar door and see if I'm missing something or.
Okay, I'm leaving the game. I will get my homework done.
She's getting off the game.
I love you, Dad.
Okay. Let's see. That is weird. Okay. left hangar door. We'll invert left hangar door, left hangar door. Follow left hangar door. And it is also not working. That is most peculiar. Oh, on my screen, ha 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 ha. On hers it said signals were on, but on mine it says signals were off. And I think it's confused. Oh, that's right. I haven't adjusted this signal. It's only got a small space. Something broken here. Okay. Okay. Save as. I want to take our admin rights. And if we bring it in, fill it all up back in. Okay, that's working, and it's still not. That is really. Okay. Let's see. Okay. To me, it looks like it's set up correctly, but. door right. Right here, door will let me. Okay, let me do that. And it's working this time. I am. Oh, had her set it up right. Wait, where's? Oh, wait. I must have had the symmetry tool. No. Oh, what? It didn't save the signal logic? Wait. No, I must have the symmetry. I don't see it on, but it must have acted like it was on. Okay, and I wiped out the other. Yep, that's what I did. I must have wiped out. Here we go. Right hanger door. Right hanger door. Okay. Okay. Okay, that is go devices, interactive setup, which I had actually walked her through right there. Must have. Oh, 6. Bring that stuff. 8. Which means that would be 2. And this would be 4. And control 5 would get us. Oh. This is escape. Oh, okay, it's all the way up to 16. Okay, and it is working. In this case, I'm going to borrow front is 7. And 2, 16, 2, 4. So that must be 4. That will make that 2. That must be the 16. Oh, no, that would be 4. Which means that is 16. Which means that must have been going up sky high up to the roof. Okay. there's the symmetry going on, yep. Okay, excellent. Want to make sure that while walking up here, did not set off motion sensors. Okay. Okay. I know I've been doing a lot of the shaping because of my practice with my stuff to help her out. I think her choice here was kind of interesting. And her choice to combine the pelican with the different shape in the window. So when do I tell her that I'm going to recommend she use some of the large thrusters for the back? Not that it will probably really need them, but it would give it that real, she was talking about that arrow, shooting off like an arrow, and that would probably really get carry through that idea. Speeding off like an arrow. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Granted, next time she joins the game, she'll probably be right here somewhere. But for me, I probably am going to want to, come on, give me the arrowhead, add a waypoint. There we go. So on my return here, I can find my way to the arrowhead. Well, actually, I might call it a game here, just to question if I'm back here for other purposes. Okay, I'll probably do similar to what I started off on this here. I've been working on my stuff in other creative single player, working on them there, since I spent my time helping my daughter with what's going to be a massive capital vessel. Oh boy. A beast. Well, enjoy.